Welcome back to the Division 2. In this video we are taking a look at my skill build, and this is also one that I've been running for a long time now, but I've made a couple of changes to how it previously worked because of a new talent and all the people in the comments helping me out. Like, thank you to everyone with help, support and everything. I truly appreciate it. So I'm running Technician on this. I've changed from Sharpshooter on my skill build because Technician grants you extra skill damage, so I've taken advantage of that. So we've got boosted damage from the specialization for once. I'm now running the Harmony because Lewis dropped me the gun, so I now have it with perfectly in sync. When I hit an enemy with a gun, I get 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. When I use a skill or damage an enemy with a skill, it grants 20% weapon damage, so they both work together to get 20% damage. It only lasts for 5 seconds, but there's no cooldown, so you can just continuously proc it, and the damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. So you shoot with your gun, you shoot with your skills, you're getting 40% bonus damage for both. So Harmony is an amazing thing if you are running a skill build, and it doesn't necessarily have to be high rolled. You're not going to have to spec into DPS and stuff because of that extra damage. I run a 3-piece hardwired for the skill haste, the skill damage and repair skills. Even though I don't use anything related to repair skills, I use offensive skills only on this, so we have skill damage and skill haste. Then on the backpack, I've got perfect tech support, so skill kills increase total skill damage by 25% for 27 seconds. And it's Alp Summit, so I do get the bonus repair skills as well, but I've got skill haste, skill damage, and then even more skill haste through a mod on this piece. Then over to the chest. I mean, I could improve this chest, but I can't be bothered to go out grinding for pieces for these builds because they do everything I need them to do. They are perfect for me to personally use. But this is Murakami, so I get skill duration, which is quite helpful with turrets and drones and stuff. Then we've got the skill tier, skill haste, skill damage and more haste through a mod with spark, so damaging enemies with a skill increases total weapon damage by 15% for 15 seconds. So again, I'm getting more weapon damage. So the other things, like there are certain things on this build that benefit using weapons as well. So it's not just skills, I do use my weapon as well. And then we've got the second piece of hardwired with God rolled skill damage. And then just because it's still tied in, there's God rolled skill haste on the third and final piece of hardwired. Then over to the holster, almost the perfect holster with skill haste, skill damage, and I get another 10% skill damage because it's Wyvern wear. So that's pretty much it for the build. It's a nice quick one to explain. You just want to, if you're going to be a healer, you would go repair skills and probably skill haste. Whereas if you go over damage, you would go skill damage and skill haste. So I use the assault turret. It's got 5.5 million health, it's got 108,000 damage, like it's so strong to use this. The closer they get, the better. And then I also run the striker drone, because they both have 12.4 second cooldown, so I'm barely without them, like rarely ever without them. And it's got a very long duration, like 3.5 minutes, just over. And this one's got just under 69,000 damage. And not only that, this drone just chases enemies around and it's just a nuisance. And not only that, it takes it away from them aggroing me, because they focus so much on these skills, I have time to not take too many hits and still lay bullets into them. I don't think the stats are really relevant for this. You can see my crit chance and damage. Like, I don't use my weapon anywhere near as much as the skills. But it's a very good build. So if we use the Harmony, I've got American History Museum set up to Heroic. We're going to jump in. The only bad thing about the Harmony is the fact that it's got a fairly fast rate of fire, so it does go through the bullets quick. So if I get both my skills out, I'm going to target my drone onto that guy, and I might as well get the turret, and you'll just see how quick them skills shred through the enemies. And not only that, I've got the Technician laser pointer on the Harmony, so when I aim at enemies, it pulses them, which is quite helpful for knowing where they are. And not only that, I'm obviously, by using the Harmony, getting the extra damage out of my skills. And then when my skills deal damage, I get extra damage from my Harmony. You'll see there, like, if I wasn't using my skills, it would take quite a long time to kill them with my weapon. Which is why I normally sit back and instead of, like, spraying like I did with that enemy, I'll just put one shot, set my drone up, get another shot just to keep the damage procced nice and easy. There's 2 sections done. The only annoying thing about this is the drone doesn't have very good tracking at all. And not only that, the drone gets targeted so much more than the turret or myself. So the drone does seem to need, like, cooling down. Like, you basically have to refresh it because it gets destroyed fairly often. but the tracking is horrible. It doesn't automatically pick up targets anywhere near as much as it should. It always seems to come back to the player, and then you have to throw it out again. Like, you have to use your right bumper to target enemies, like, really, really often. Another annoying thing with a skill build, besides all the targeting and stuff, is when you're using your turret, it's probably going to work on this surface. But if I place it, when you're behind cover, it puts it on top of the cover. And a lot of the time, if you're in the open world and you place it on a bench, it will go on the actual seat of the bench instead of the top. And sometimes on these sort of like metal barriers, it will sit like halfway down. And sometimes you have to call it back, and it's annoying. But not only that, a good thing about the turret is the fact that you don't just have to place it on the cover you're sitting at. You can throw it somewhere, but the range of how far you can throw it isn't the greatest. So sometimes you will have to move up and get a better position. Just look at it. Oh, I love it. They get hurt so much, and this is a really, really good skill build for Legendary. If anyone, like, both my builds that I use are good for Legendary, but this skill one is amazing. What I'm going to do with this section, I'm going to quickly restock. What I'm going to do is put my turret roughly around the halfway sort of area where I normally sit. And that way, when they start spawning out of this door in front of us, then we will be able to just instantly target them. So if I put the turret right up here, get the drone out, the drone's going to follow me to the back of the room. Watch how quick that shotgunner dies. That's without the harmony proccing as well. Right, drone, I need you to be a nuisance. There we go, thank you, that guy's dead. Right, turret, sit there. I'll check all that loot after. Right, I'm going to go and try to sit with the turret. We'll have the turret targeting the guys out that door. Me and the drone will take care of this guy. And then we're going to all focus this way. I'd say this skill build is much better than the DPS build for solo. So if you're a solo player, you'd be more comfortable using this build over my DPS one. Or like building your own, but I mean using them as a foundation. You'd be better off with a skill build over DPS playing solo. Because it's so much more chill. It's like a lazy build. You can just sit there and let your skills target everything. But they are, like, all the builds I show will be good for solo and group play. Okay, that guy's a gone up. That'll teach him for destroying my drone. Another thing as well, you have to be, I'm not sure on the exact distance, but you need to be relatively close to actually get your skills to target enemies. Because if you're really far away, even if you can see the enemy, you won't be able to use your bumpers to assign the skills to target that enemy. Wait, is there a gap there? I swear there's cover where that guy's laying. See, drone, please fly over there. Drone, please fly over there. This guy's going to wreck me. Can I... Oh, I can. Take that, mate. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Whoa, no, 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 no. No. Oh, that's a fucking heavy. No. Come on, that's an armor break. And he's dead. Oh, we do have another enemy up top. Okay, no exotic, but mission complete. Absolutely nothing. That's heroic difficulty. Go on, let's see what we get from that cache. Really? With Technician, you do get yourself an extra skill tier. So there's basically one for free. So I could have that and get extra weapon damage out of the build. Just put some God Rolled Skill Haste, put a Skill Haste mod. That's pretty much exactly, it's actually better than what I've got now. I get extra, I don't really need the duration. because they've got such short cooldowns. I might do, that might actually be a good named item. That's how I'm thinking anyway. But yeah, that was a look at my skill build as well. I've previously done, recently done a DPS, this skill one. The upcoming two, I don't know when I'll get around to doing them, will be the Mantis and the Vile Mask, but that's probably going to be the only builds you'll see on this channel until something significant changes. It might even be in 3 months' time when Season 3 drops with the new exotics there. We don't know what the devs are going to do to this game, and I mean there's going to be a lot of nerfs and buffs and stuff with every single title update, so they could completely disregard the baker's dozen. They could remove it from the game for all we know, so there might be a change in the builds, and I'll come back every now and then and update them. I won't do it too often. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.